Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jita Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitangstam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadatispa Padantikam Jai Swapadika Shishi Guru Gaura Chandra Ju Ki Jai Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajaka Jasta Terasata Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajaka Jasta Terasata Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Welcome to Sri Caitanya Saraswat Mission morning class. Ki Jai. Mr. Haridev. Huh?
Yes.
Haribol.
Haribol.
I'm waiting for you.
I'm stretching a little bit. I have some pain, and that will wake me up.
Okay, sorry. All right then. But everything's going, okay. So now we have been reading in Sri Caitanya Charitamrta how all the devotees, the great Vaishnavas, Parshad of Mahaprabhu were examining especially Srila Ramananda Rai, the beautiful compositions of Srila Rupa Goswami. And then they all departed. The Bengali devotees went to Bengal, back to Bengal from Jagannath Puri. Srila Rupa Goswami stayed for some time. And then Mahaprabhu has given Srila Rupa Goswami the divine order to go to Vrindavan. And he's saying, now go to Vrindavan and stay there, the Lord said. You may send your elder brother, Sanatan. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Ki Jai
Jai
Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
So we are reading now verse number 218. This is the first chapter of the Antya-lila. Braje Jai Rasa Shastra Kariha Nirupana Lupta Tirtha Shabataha Kariha Pracharana. When you go to Vrindavan, stay there, preach. Stay there, preach transcendental literature, and excavate the lost holy places. So this is what we're singing. E Chai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash. Prakash means to reveal. So they went there, the six Goswamis, and revealed the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and the holy places. So revealing doesn't mean only geographically where they were. This is transcendental geography in any case, but also revealing them in terms of from their hearts, revealing in the hearts of the devotees. What is that? What are the pastimes of Radha and Krishna? In so many ways, through their books, through their divine mercy, so many things. They brought revelation to the world about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, internally and externally. Krishna Seva Rasa Bhakti Kariha Prachar Amiha Deki Tetaha Jai Mue Kabar. Establish the service of Lord Krishna and preach the mellows of Lord Krishna's devotional service. I shall go also to Vrindavan once more. Who's saying this?
Rupa Goswami.
No, who is saying it to Rupa Goswami?
Mahaprabhu.
Yes, Mahaprabhu. Prabhu, when you're down there, could you kindly, I have my cup in the prasadam room next to the kettle. I forgot to bring it in here. Establish the service of Lord Krishna and preach the mellows of Lord Krishna's devotional service. In other words, Vigyan. What is Vigyan? What are the different mellows, meaning all of the gradations of devotional life? What are the different relationships between the Lord and the different devotees? And all of those things. And the Goswamis revealed all these things. I shall go to Vrindavan once more. Atibali Prabhutane Kaila Alingana Rupa Gosai Shiredare Prabhura Charana. Thank you, Prabhu. Having thus spoken, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Rupa Goswami and then placed the lotus feet of, who then placed the lotus feet of the Lord upon his own head. Srila Rupa Goswami. Prabhura Bhaktagane Pashe Vidaya Laila Punarapi Gaudapate Vrindavane Aila. Srila Rupa Goswami took leave of all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and returned to Vrindavan by the path through Bengal. Eta kahilanya puna rupera milana ihaje shunepai Caitanya Charana. Thus I have described the second meeting of Rupa Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the first one being at Prayag, at Dasashramedha Ghat, where he instructed Srila Rupa Goswami for 10 days. And then, I'm not sure how many days, but this is the second meeting. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj is saying, thus I have described the second meeting of Srila Rupa Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who hears of this incident will certainly attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Any questions from the kitchen? So, now where is Rupa Goswami going? So please try to pay attention. He is going now to Vrindavan on the order of Mahaprabhu. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Jarasha Caitanya Charitamrta Kahe Krishna Das. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath. Always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Shri Caitanya Charitamrta, following in their footsteps. So Srila Rupa Goswami, receiving this instruction by Mahaprabhu to go to Vrindavan and reveal the holy places, the places of the pastimes of the Lord, and the mellows of devotional service. First, he did not just leave, but he took leave of all the devotees, of all the followers. So when we're leaving the temple also, we tell someone where we're going. And this was the very strict rule of Guru Maharaj, that we didn't leave the temple and not tell someone where we're going. This is very, very important etiquette in temple life. And even in family life, no one just doesn't say where they're going. They tell the other members of the family. So this is a Vaishnava etiquette. Chapter 2, the chastisement of Junior Haridas. The purport of this chapter is explained by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita Prabha Bhasya as follows. So this is in the beginning of each chapter of Charitamrta, Chaitanya Charitamrta, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's synopsis of the whole chapter is given. So even if we want to quickly go through Caitanya Charitamrta, we can read these introductory paragraphs and understand what is in that chapter. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Sri Caitanya Charitamrta, wanted to explain direct meetings with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, meetings with those empowered by him, and his Avirbhav appearance. His Avirbhav appearance. Thus he described the glories of Nrsingananda and other devotees. A devotee named Bhagavan Acharya was exceptionally faithful to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nevertheless, his brother Gopal Bhatta Acharya discoursed upon the commentary of impersonalism, Mayavad. Srila Swarup Damodar Goswami, the secretary of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, forbid Bhagavan Acharya to indulge in hearing that commentary. Later, when Junior Haridas, following the order of Bhagavan Acharya, went to collect alms from Madhavi Devi, he committed an offense by talking intimately with a woman, although he was in the renounced order. Not intimately in a gross sense at all, but just unnecessary friendliness. Because of this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected Junior Haridas, and in spite of all the requests of the Lord's stalwart devotees, the Lord did not accept him again. Made this very, very important point. 1 year after this incident, Junior Haridas went to the confluence of the Ganges and Jamuna and committed suicide. Now again, this is not to be understood as ordinary suicide at all. This is an expression of deep separation with the Lord, and it should not be confused with the suicide of this world at all. In fact, I really think there should be a different word for it. Out of intense separation from the Lord, the devotees cannot tolerate that separation, and this is just another act of divine love, and we should not confuse this at all with ordinary suicide.
Didi, can I ask a question?
Yeah, let me just finish this paragraph, and then I will immediately, it's only a few more verses, and then I'll come to 1 year after this incident, Junior Haridas, okay, in his spiritual body, so we have to remember, these are Parshad devotees. They're not in any way affected by the material world. And in his transcendental form, he continued to sing songs, devotional songs, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu listened to them all the time. So these are divine pastimes, and we should not mistake them for anything else. When the Vaishnavas of Bengal went to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these incidents became known to Swarup Damodar and others. And what was your question, Prabhu?
Only a pure devotee can feel that transcendental separation from the Lord.
Yeah.
So that means if Junior Haridas made that offense, that means that a pure devotee can also make an offense?
No, and that's a very good question. It is just like when Arjuna became bewildered on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. That was the arrangement of the Lord. And now just think of how long we've been studying Bhagavad Gita. And we still have, we have so far to go to understand it. But Arjuna understood immediately. So this is the arrangement of the Lord, that his Parshad will become bewildered and then understand everything immediately. So this is also the arrangement of the Lord, that Junior Haridas will become, for a moment, inappropriate in his behavior, and Mahaprabhu will show this example for all time to come. But leaving the external plane, Junior Haridas was always with the Lord constantly chanting devotional songs, and the Lord was hearing them in his transcendental form. So this is actually a very beautiful pastime. And for many, 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 many years, I couldn't stand to hear this story. It was too heartbreaking for me. And even now when I read, oh no, it's this chapter. But now, over the time, I've understood that. And what Paramananda Prabhu in the Zoom on Saturday night told the story of when Nityananda Prabhu rejected Vrindavan Das Thakur and forbade him to continue to be with the party who was traveling. So you stay here, we're going without you. For some small offense. It wasn't really an offense, but Nityananda Prabhu wanted to separate him and empowered him to write Chaitanya Bhagavat. So we always have to accept the dealings of the Lord as being actually deeply merciful and always bringing the devotees closer. Although externally it may seem like rejection, that's never the case. So we have to try to apply our intelligence to understand these deeper matters and this deep relationship between the Lord and ourselves through the different incidents in our life, always bringing us closer in a deeper and deeper and broader way. And the devotees also, his own Parshad, who are fully surrendered to him. So is that clear now? And it's an important question that you've asked. Is that clear to everyone in the kitchen? Okay, now we're on text 1. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jita Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vichakavritamscha. So now we know where this verse comes from. It comes from Caitanya Charitamrta, the first verse, and for reference, the first verse of the second chapter of Anjalila. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and of all the other preceptors on the path of devotional service. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnavas and unto the 6 Goswamis, including Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and their associates. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all his devotees, headed by Srivas Thakur. I then offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani and all the gopis, headed by Lalita and Vishaka. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Again, this is written by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj, and it is the second verse. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And of course, Krishnadas Kaviraj is offering these respects to all these, the Panchatattva and all the devotees of Mahaprabhu repeatedly. Sarva Loka Udarite Gaura Avatara Nistarera Hetutara Trivida Prakara. In his incarnation as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Sri Krishna descended to deliver all the living beings in the 3 worlds, from Brahmaloka down to Patala Loka. He caused their deliverance in 3 ways. So from where to where?
Brahmaloka to Patala Loka.
Yes. That means all forms of life. And he did this in 3 ways. Text 4. Saksha darshana ara yogya bhakta jive aveshakaraye kaha kaha avir bhave. The Lord delivered the fallen souls in some places by meeting them directly. I'm going to ask everyone, what are these three ways in which the Lord delivered all the fallen souls from Brahmaloka to Patalaloka? In some, by meeting them directly, and in other places, by empowering a pure devotee, and still in other places, by appearing before someone himself, by appearing before them. So what are the three ways? By meeting with them directly, someone directly, or by empowering
A devotee.
a pure devotee to, by the empowerment of the Lord, deliver the fallen souls, or by suddenly appearing before someone. Is that, you got those three? Huh? Saksha darshane praya shabanishtarila nakula brahmacharira dehe avishtahaila pradyumna nushingananda age kaila abhirbhava loka nishtariba ishvara svabhava. Sri Chaitanya delivered almost all of the fallen souls by directly meeting them. Remember that Mahaprabhu traveled extensively. He delivered others by entering the bodies of great devotees, such as Nakula Brahmachari. And he delivered still others by appearing before them, as in the case of Nishingananda Brahmachari. It means appearing within their minds. Or, I shall deliver the fallen souls. This statement characterizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord always manifested his Abhirbhav appearance in the following four places. The house of Srimati Shachi Devi, wherever Nityananda Prabhu danced to next. These four you should know. Okay, so we're going to spend some time memorizing these. They're very important. Mahaprabhu can always be found in these four places. In the house of Shachi Mata, wherever Nityananda Prabhu danced in ecstasy, the Lord would join that dancing from anywhere. That is Abhirbhava. He's appearing there. The house of Srivas, when Kirtan was performed, and the house of Raghava Pandit. Anytime, the Lord will simply make his appearance there, from anywhere. Wherever Nityananda Prabhu is dancing in ecstasy, at the house of Shachi Mata, many times Shachi Mata is offering, Mahaprabhu is coming and taking it from wherever he is. The house of Srivas, when the Kirtan is going on, at the house of Srivas Thakur, Mahaprabhu will always join that Kirtan from anywhere. So this is the examples of his appearing. And in the house of Raghava Pandit, so we should understand Raghava Gopala Bhatta. Remember, that's the Bhajare Bhajare. So Raghava Pandit was a great devotee of Mahaprabhu. We can tell that story of his pastimes later. Lord Chaitanya himself appeared in these four places. All right? Can anyone tell me one of these four places?
Where Nityananda Prabhu dances in ecstasy.
Very nice. Anyone else?
The courtyard of Srivas.
Yes, in the courtyard of Srivas Thakur, whenever there's kirtan going on. And?
In the house of Sachi.
Yes, the
Sachi
house
Devi.
of Sachi Devi and in the house of Raghava Pandit. Yay!
So is this in the third way he purifies his liberates a jiva? This is in the way that he appears before them, or is this when meeting them directly?
No, this is appearing. Appearing. He will appear there from anywhere. many times we've read, like when there's a great kirtan, Nityananda Prabhu is there, and then Mahaprabhu may not be there, like in Panihati, the festival at Panihati, given by Raghunath Das Goswami, on the order of Nityananda Prabhu. Mahaprabhu was seen to be there. He would appear there. He appeared there. Sometimes Mahaprabhu would just appear. Not everyone necessarily could see him. Saksha darshane shaba jagata tarila akabara jay dekila se kritarta haila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was personally present, anyone in the world who met him, even once, was fully satisfied and became spiritually advanced. Goda de shera bhaktagana prachabda ashiya puna goda de shejaya prabhure miliya. Every year devotees from Bengal would go to Jagannath Puri to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and after the meeting they would return to Bengal. So meeting them personally. Arananya deshera loka ashi Jagannath Caitanya Charana deki haila kritarta. Similarly, people who went to Jagannath Puri from various provinces of India were fully satisfied after seeing the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that not only the great devotees coming from Bengal would meet with Mahaprabhu, but the people in general going for the Rath Yatra festival would see Mahaprabhu personally and become very, very exalted from that. So this is the example of meeting them. And then, Sapta Dvipera Loka Arnava Kandavasi Deva Gandharva Kinnara Manusya Veshayashi. Not only people from this world, planet, but people from all over the universe. Are you catching that? People from all over the universe, including the 7 islands. And this is described in the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, how the universe is actually structured. It's very, very difficult for us to conceive of it, but there are 7 islands. The 9 khandas, the planets of the demigods, the Gandharva Loka, Kinnara Loka, would go there to see Mahaprabhu personally from all over the universe. So not only the fallen souls of this planet, but even the upper planetary system, they would also become liberated and exalted from seeing Mahaprabhu personally.
Didi, when the scriptures say liberated, does that mean that they become devotees, pure devotees?
No, they became very exalted. So why I'm saying liberated was because many persons will think, well, Mahaprabhu's mercy doesn't have to go to the demigods. They're already so, they're not part of the real suffering persons of this plane. But they are certainly suffering. And they do not know who they are. And they become liberated from heaven and become exalted devotees. So that's why I said the word liberated. Because it's important to remember that they are also in bondage. So liberated in the positive sense.
In the positive sense, like pure devotion.
They are getting devotion from Mahaprabhu. So it's not like that, so we are discriminating one thing from another. And although we're offering respects to so many different kinds of persons who have come to try to help the fallen soul, most of that help is material. Most of it. And even in the Veda, most of the Veda is material. But what Mahaprabhu came to give is fully transcendental. There's no comparison whatsoever. And this is to be understood carefully, not just memorized.
Is it the only transcendental gift that we have in this earth?
Yeah. Even Krishna showed his pastimes In the Dwapara Yuga, it's very rare for him to do that. Only once again in the day of Brahma. But he's not distributing that. It's not like by hearing those things. They're very purifying. But he's not giving entrance into Vrindavan. But Mahaprabhu is giving entrance into Vrindavan. And there are 4 sampradayas. But each one of the leaders of those sampradayas got the blessings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is another subject. But for an explanation of the Saptadvip, see the Madhya Lila, chapter 20, verse 218, and Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th chapter, chapter 16 and 20, if you want to read that, about how the universe is set up. It's really very
in what is scripture?
What? Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
5th canto. And also there's some reference to that in the earlier in the Caitanya Charitamrta, in the Madhya Lila. In the Siddhanta Shiromani, chapter 1, Goladhyay, in the Bhuvana Kosha section, the 9 khandas are mentioned as follows. Within Bharat Varsha, there are 9 khandas. They are known as Aindra, Kasheru, Tamraparna, Gabastimat, Kumarika, Naga, Somya, Varuna, and Gandharva. Text number 11. Prabhure dekiyayai, Vaishnavahanya, Krishna Balinache, Shaba Prema Vishtahanya. Having seen the Lord, they all became, this is the answer to
liberated.
Vaishnavas.
Oh, they became Vaishnavas.
Yeah, which is the greatest. Having seen the Lord, they, who is being referred to here, are the denizens of the upper planetary system. They all became Vaishnavas. Thus, in ecstatic love of Godhead, they chanted the Hare Krishna mantra and danced. So they are some kind of devotee already. But it is within religiosity. It's not pure devotion. But having the darshan of Mahaprabhu, their hearts became exalted. E mata darshane tri jagat nishtari je keha asite nare aneka samsare sari. Thus, by direct meetings, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the 3 worlds. Some people, however, were entangled in material activities and could not go. Thus, by direct meetings, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the 3 worlds. Some people, however, were entangled in material activities and could not go. So, Ta Shaba Tarite Prabhu She Shaba Deshe Yogya Bhakta Jiva Dehe Karena Aveshe. To deliver people in regions throughout the universe who could not meet him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally entered the bodies of pure devotees. So this is the other way, right? By personally meeting him, by meeting his pure devotees who were empowered by him. That's the second way that he arranged. Right? Everybody happy with that? Understanding that? Se jive nija bhakti karena prakashe tahara darshane vaishnava haya sarvadeshe. Thus he empowered living beings, his pure devotees, by manifesting in them so much of his own devotion that people in all other countries became devotees by seeing them. As stated in the Caitanya Charitamrta, unless one is empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one cannot spread the holy names of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra throughout the world. Persons who do so are empowered. Therefore, they are sometimes called Avesh avatars, or empowered incarnations. for they are empowered to do with the power of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is one of the three ways. E mata aveshe tarila tribhuvana, gode jaiche avesha kari digdarashana. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the entire three worlds not only by his personal presence, but also by empowering others. I shall briefly describe how he empowered a living being in Bengal, and this is going to go into a different pastime about Nakula Brahmachari. He was empowered by Mahaprabhu, so much empowered by Mahaprabhu. And of course, now we are also feeling this. We are so fortunate to meet such personalities, and we seek their mercy. Jai Shri Caitanya Charitamrta ki
Jai.
Jai. Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj ki
Jai.
Jai Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shakti Vesh Avatar of Nityananda ki
Jai.
Okay, now we're again getting to hear the Shri Shri Upadesamrta, which we are all
Do you want one?
memorizing. Okay, let's go through without looking as far as possible.
Okay.
And we are now reading the commentary on the 6th verse. Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me. Yes, my Srila Guru Maharaj. Jai Shri Upadesamrta ki Jai.
Jai.
Srila Rupa Goswami ki Jai.
Jai.
Sad Goswami Prabhu ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga ki Jai.
Jai.
Vacho Vegam Manasakroda Vegam Jiva Vegam Udara Pasta Vegam Etan Vegam Yogi Sajeta Dhira Sarvam Apimam Pritivim Satsisyat. The urge of, you can tell.
The urges of the mind, the urges of the speech, the urges of the mind, the urges of the anger, the urges of the tongue, the belly, and the genitals.
Yes.
A persevering person who can control the 6 urges can make disciples all over the world.
Very good. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangaschalo yamcha sabir bhakti vinashati. Sangatyagas, very, very important. I mean, janasanga is the thing that we should avoid. And we really sometimes need some good guidance to help us to understand our mind and how it is giving us so much trouble. When there's no trouble at all and nothing is changing, suddenly the mind causes all kinds of problems, and characteristically the mind will blame it on the external things, but it is not caused by that. So this is great guidance for us, but we should not allow our mind to take us away from the association of devotees and give us association with non-devotees, thinking this is some kind of ordinary, rational way to be. This will be very bad for us. Over-accumulation, over-endeavor, unnecessary talk, misapplication of rules, very big problem. Association with non-devotees and fickle-mindedness. It's letting our mind take us in and out and in and out of devotional life. Devotion is destroyed by these 6 faults. Utsaha nishayadharyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sato vrite sabdir bhakti prasidyati. Then? You can look at
Utsahan, enthusiasm, Nishrayat conviction, Dhairyat perseverance, Tatat karma pravartana, engaging in favorable activities, Sangha tyagat, renouncing the bad association of the, Satovite, following the conduct of great souls. Sabdir bhakti, prasidyati, the devotion is being nourished by these six folds.
Excellent.
I mean by these six qualities.
Oh, very good. So whenever we're memorizing things, and we should spend time doing that if we can, we should also memorize the meanings of things and how it applies to us. Dadati pratigratnati guhyam makyati prichate bhungte bojayate chaiva sadvidam priti lakshanam. Giving and accepting gifts, discussing and inquiring about confidential matters, and giving and partaking of foods are the six characteristics of love. And this is, Guru Maharaj is explaining, this is mainly in relation to Guru, and of course different kinds of Gurus are there. Those who are giving us instruction, those who are have given us initiation, and so many things. But we are giving gifts and receiving gifts as prasadam, giving food and receiving that as prasadam, and inquiring confidentially and hearing confidential matters, confidential answers from that. But this is also applicable, Guru Maharaj is saying, between devotees who are practicing together. But this should be done with great affection. Honor within, giving and accepting gifts, discussing and inquiring about confidential matters, and giving and partaking of foods are the six characteristics of love. Then, number 5, Krishneti yasya giritang manasadriyeta dikshasti chet pranati bischa bhajanta manyam shushushaya bhajana vigyam ananyam manya nindati shunya hridam ipsita sangalabdya. Honor within the mind those who chant Krishna's name innocently, not in a horrible sahajya, mayavad, goofy, so-called kirtans. The Sufi kirtan, they sound very devotional, but the Sufis are impersonalists. So we're not just listening to any old kirtan. Honor with obeisances those who are initiated and serve the Lord. They have made this commitment. They have come to this stage of sadhu sangha and full shraddha. And honor with service those who are expert in devotion, who are exclusively devoted, expert and exclusive, whose hearts are free from the duality of criticizing others, and who are most desirable association.
It says also praising others.
Yeah, I mean,
criticizing and praising others.
Let us see what Guru Maharaj says, because this,
okay.
It is not, the word is, ninda means criticizing or offending. It doesn't mean praising, but we can understand that from the mundane point of view, we're not criticizing or praising mundane personalities. In terms of being envious and involved with the world. But the word ninda doesn't actually mean praising, but it is the reverse of that coin.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just go ahead but we do praise the devotees. That is not at all an unfavorable thing.
Yeah, it would make sense to not praise like a singer, an actor.
Yeah, we naturally will praise the good qualities of the devotees, because that is going to nourish us, actually. when we criticize, we are eating the bad qualities of others, and that will become part of us.
Yeah.
We have to be very careful about that and not let, and you know, we all have a tendency, not everyone as much as others, but you know, if we allow suspiciousness to overcome our devotional mood, then it is going to be hard for us. It's going to cause trouble for us. So anyways, now we're going to continue reading this. I've got 2 markers here, and I'm not sure why. Oh, this is in the wrong place. Okay. So we heard about how this tantric, Chapal Gopal, put all these nasty things in front of the house of Srivas Thakur. And although Srivas Thakur was completely undisturbed, Mahaprabhu was furious. So we have to be very careful about these things. Even if the devotee is very tolerant, we won't take advantage of that tolerance and continue to act in an bad way toward them, because the Lord is not very tolerant of his devotees being mistreated. Okay, so here we are praying, Guru Maharaj is saying, we're going to the Lord and praying for myself. Oh, I'm so fallen, please overlook my faults, please give me your mercy. But we don't want him to overlook the faults of others. Only in the case when one is empowered by the Supreme can this, okay. This is the reality of experience in this line. If we mark especially the fault of another devotee, that fault will be transferred to us. It happens. In my experience and in the scriptures also, I've seen this. So we must be very careful, generally, not to make any remark about the practices and activities of other Vaishnavas. And we can catch ourselves. We don't want to encourage ourselves in this line. Only in the case when one is empowered by the Supreme can this be done, as in the case of Guru and his disciples. And sometimes someone who has taken responsibility, great responsibility in the temple, he may point out something that is to be done in a proper way. And that is their duty. A guru with a guardian sympathetic eye, because he has some sympathy, can detect and mark the defects of his disciples and help to correct and remove them. There must be some affection in the heart. So all of us are learning these things. When we become overwhelmed by anger, which is everyone can understand that, and it is now we're hearing this krodha vega. If anger is overwhelming us and our activities are reflecting something like ordinary anger, then this affects others very much, or suspicion, or any of these things. There must be some affection within the heart, not any jealousy or anything of that type. With goodwill, a guru wants to remove the faults as an affectionate guardian. So from the position of a Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru, one may detect the faults of students of this line and help them sincerely to get out of them. But otherwise, if we are attracted by those faults, they will come to us, and we will have to pay for that. It is a practical thing, and it is based on reason and scriptural advice as well. So there's an expression I heard from someone from Mexico. She said, where I come from, we say if you point the finger at someone, you're pointing 3 fingers at yourself. I thought that was such a nice expression. But if there is some disturbance and we wish to speak to someone about that, we are very, very welcome to do that. But we also have to mark, where is am I being rational? Am I becoming overwhelmed by some suspiciousness or some kind of mental habit that is not very reasonable at all, but I want to blame someone else for that? Oh, these are our practicing life. This is not a one-time thing, but we will meet all these circumstances in a mood of surrender. This is the ultimate solution for everything. That this situation has come in front of me to show me my own fault. This is practicing Krishna consciousness. And this is a very powerful thing. If we don't practice this, we're just going to chase our tails. So we must be careful. We are warned in the Vaishnava literature that we must be careful about Vaishnava aparad. So this is that word ninda, criticizing others. Maybe Guru Maharaj will also mention praising, but the word ninda doesn't mean praising, it means criticizing.
Ninda.
Vaishnava ninda, that is in that verse.
Yeah, and in the verse says nindadi. No.
Yeah.
So that, and it says adi and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's true. It comes either from the spirit of competition or jealousy. Spirit of competition or jealousy. It is very detrimental to our spiritual life. So we must be very careful about that. We can leave the association of devotees and blame the devotees for it. But that's not really, we're the ones who are going to suffer from that. We should not allow ourselves to become especially attracted by any defect in another. If it comes to our eye, we may refer it to a higher authority. It's not like we don't have faults, we certainly do. I doubt that this is the case with that gentleman. If we make too much of it, either in opposition or otherwise, it will be transferred to us. You say, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like this. We will feel, I am being devoured. My mind is coming in touch with that fault and devouring it as its food. In this way, a critic becomes contaminated. Anyhow, a fault enters into the mental system of the critic, and it must get its satisfaction there as a reaction. Great warning to us. We will try to pursue Krishna consciousness peacefully, in the mood of surrender, and make really substantial progress by entering into the plane of reality in all circumstances. So as there are trade secrets, this is the secret of devotional life. We must be aware of it, and we must be very careful about such practical difficulties on the path of life, of our life. A Vaishnava may be physically defective, lame, or blind, or they may have other defects, but that does not affect their status in the Vaishnava world. They are independent of material things. The body connection and the mind connection also are drawn from this material world, right? The body connection and the mind connection, those are matter, material things. Sankalpa and Vikalpa, to want something and to not want something. These functions within us are called the mind. That function of I want this and I don't like this and I want that to go away and this is all part of the mind. That is the mind. The mind is part of the material world. And spiritual truth is called avam manasa gochara, beyond the reach of the mental speculation or how the mind is working things out in its little crooked way. And we can all look inside of ourselves and see this crookedness. and with the help of the environment coming to show us a particular tendency in crookedness, we will be very grateful for that. And then there is progress. We have no concern for the body. We are completely separate from any bodily or physical interest. We are to be established in continuous conception and identification with the soul's existence, independent of this body. That is the Vaishnava conception, Atma Dharma, the soul's function. The contamination of the bodily concept should be absent there. In other words, again, coming to the verse, if some physical defect is there, that has nothing to do with the Vaishnava within. And we shouldn't confuse the two things. Srimad Bhagavatam has condemned this in the strongest terms. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, I'm going to ask everybody what I've just read. Yasyatma buddhi kunape tridatuke swadi kalatra dishu boma ijadi yatirta buddhi shalile nakari chij janesh fabigeshu saeva gokara. One who thinks that this body is oneself is a gokara. Not only an ordinary ass, but a worthless ass. This serves no purpose for human society and can be used only to carry the food of other animals. Did you guys hear that? One who thinks this body is oneself is a gokara, which means he's an ass or a donkey that carries food for the cows. All consideration of purity is in the spiritual realm. We're not looking for purity in the material realm. That doesn't exist. Material and purity don't go in the same sentence. One who thinks that it has any material connection is a fool, an ass who has only one purpose, satisfying other animals. And this is not an exaggeration. If we are not serving the Lord and the Vaishnavas, we're trying to serve the animalistic tendencies of others. Okay, so this is a good place to stop. And then we're going to hear about a leper named Vasudeva.
That analogy of the ass is given by Srila Guru Maharaj?
Yeah, I'm reading. Guru Maharaj has come. Well, no, but that's originally in the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Oh.
Any questions at all from the kitchen or anywhere? But don't keep questions to yourself. If you have a question or a doubt, you must express it. If we keep it festering inside of ourselves, it will only cause us trouble later on. So just ask a question and be sure that you will find an answer. And the reason I'm saying festering is if we are like chewing again on the faults of someone, bring it out. Not to someone who's, we want to share our nonsense with, but someone who can help us.
Try.
And not to spread the contagion of our own mental system. And we're all suffering from that. This is not one person or two people. We're all suffering from the mental urges. And when these verses of the Upadesamrta come to life is when we begin the process of surrender. And we say, there's Krodha Vegam. Somebody told me something yesterday about some very unkind kind of behavior, or inconsiderate, I would say, some kind of inconsiderate behavior, which I personally found really difficult to process because of my own mental contamination, and I became very angry. And then I remembered, I mean, I wasn't angry, I wasn't showing my anger to anyone, like to do any harm to them, but I was feeling it. And I thought, oh, Krodha Vegam, there it is. Why anger? Why react with anger? Like, where's the good part of that? Instead, then I tried to remember, my Lord, you are bringing this news to my ear to show me my own tendencies, that I have work to do on my own self. I don't have to worry about anybody else's doing. I've got to work on Krodha Vegam. I have to, this time. I don't want to bring this to my next life. That everything that everything that I see as being improper behavior, why will Krodha come? It's my own fault. So we are trying to practice this type of progress. It is called Bhakti Yoga, or Vaishnavism, which is even deeper. And without surrender, we will just be like ping pong balls, just bouncing from one ding dong, three, ding, just bouncing around within the mental world. We must make progress, and that requires inner inspection. Inner shushamiksha means very careful consideration, very careful examination of what? Of myself. Others' position doesn't have any effect on my progress. If I can find good association of those who are practicing Sharanagati, I'm very well situated by any definition. Then there's real progress. But if I'm always fixing on the faults of this and that, then where's my progress? In fact, it'll go in the opposite direction. So this is a very happy thing, very happy progress, very happy process, and very happy association. Die. Not easy. The mind is like the ego is a big brass band making a lot of noise and giving us so much pain and saying, no, I'm not giving you pain. The pain is caused by that. It's a lie. The pain is caused by the ego. The ego is giving us pain and saying, see this pain you're feeling? It's their fault. Big fat lie. 100%, right? And it's doing that all the time. Giving us pain and blaming the environment for the pain we're feeling from the ego. So if we really want to make progress for Krishna's sake, we're only doing this for the sake of Guru and Gauranga, for the service of them. There's a purpose. If we really want to make that progress, we must learn Shushamiksha, very careful self-examination. And don't believe that ego. The pain is coming from the ego. It's like somebody continually poking you in the eye and saying, see, that person is causing your eye to hurt. It's not that person. It's the ego that's causing the pain. All of it. How about that? Oh. tight association for this process. Very exalted, the best. The best of the best, that's who we're hanging out with.
With the heavy ones.
Yeah, what do you call that? The heavy?
Heavy-
Guru means heavy.
Heavy.
Yeah, very
With the
good.
heavyweights.
The heavyweights.
Yeah, most of us are just like leaves.
Yeah,
So weak.
so weak. But we're at the feet of Sri Guru. Abhaya Charanaravinda. At their feet, there's no fear anymore. Oh, what if this happens and my ego is this and I get that and my... We don't have any... That fear will leave us at the feet of our gurus. If we are surrendered, if we have a surrendering habit. And surrendering to what? Surrendering to the divine guru who is everywhere. Under the holy lotus feet of our particular gurus. Can I have a drum, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Any questions or comments or doubts?
Many, many.
Oh, really?
Not in the second class.
Huh?
But in the second class. Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, from you. Oh, not from online. Okay.
Oh, well, there are some beautiful comments.
From
on
our
Facebook.
beautiful friends.
Yeah, it's Shyama Malini from London.
Oh.
Shanta, she says, Jai Jai morning class, she says. Bimal Krishna Prabhu, Kumkum Divi. Ganga Lila Divi also, saying the mind is material. So, all right.
The next time there's pain in the emotions, remember, the pain is coming from my own ego. We have to take responsibility for my position in this world. If I'm this helpless victim, then it's useless. Why are we practicing anything if I'm just a victim? I'm the one who did that. If I'm a victim, then I'm that's it. I'm a victim. There's nothing I can do about it. If I can do something about it, that means that it's my fault. We have to take responsibility for the pain we are suffering. It's all our own doing. And that is going to give us all so much lighthearted happiness in life.
Jai Mahaprabhu.
Hari Hari.
Hare Hare Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. Caitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Radha Shri Vasari Gaura Bhattavrinda. Jaya Rupa Sanatana Madana Gunata. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Saragunata. Jai Gosai Kori Charana Vandana. Jaho Devi Nana Savisa Purana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitya Yoga Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Yoga Hari Bol. Nitya Yoga Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Yoga Hari Bol.
Jai Srimati Kashi Shri Guru Gaurachandra Guru Ki
Jai,
Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Guru Ki
Jai,
Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Paribhajaka Astutar Sati Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaj Ki
Jai,
Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Paribhajaka Astutar Sati Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj Ki
Jai,
Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Madhacharya Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai.
Jai.
Saparshad Shriman Mahaprabhu.
Ki Jai,
Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki
Jai,
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath. Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki
Jai,
Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai.
Jai.
Hariya Shaka Mat Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Ki Jai.
Jai,
Kol Kartal Ki Jai. Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki
Jai.
Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai.
Jai.
Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki
Ki
Jai.
Jai.
The morning program Ki Jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Haribol.
Haribol. Dandavat.
Dandavat to everyone. Kumkum Didi, Shyama Malini, Ganga Lila Didi, Bhima Krishna Prabhu, Shanta Didi, Kumkum Didi.
Dandavat to all of our friends.
Yeah, all of us.
Merciful friends. Kind friends. Soft-hearted friends. Best of the best. Dandavat.
Dandavat.